Good morning, students. So, as we have read and understood the chapter well, let us just go through the question answers of the same chapter, the desert. Students, as the questions had been given to you earlier, let us see the answers of the same. This is the question from the first paragraph here. You need to pick out two phrases which describe the desert as most people believe it is. So, from the perspective of people, you have to pick out two phrases from the first paragraph of the chapter. So, two phrases are dry, hot, waterless, and without shelter. Another phrase is it is an endless stretch of sand where no rain falls and therefore no vegetation grows. Subpart 2 is that pick out two phrases which describe the desert as specialists see it. Which do you think is an apt description and why? So basically, students, here you have to write two phrases according to the perspectives of specialists. So the two phrases are first is it is a beautiful place, and another phrase which they think is home of variety of people and animals and plants. Students, which do you think is an apt description and why? Basically, apt is that is suitable, or you can say which is right for that particular situation. So I think both the description is an apt in their own way, as most of the people describe desert as they see it on television and on internet, while the specialist they actually had a study on this topic and they conclude the thing according to the interest and the experience after visiting the desert. Second question is the phrases on the left here in the following box occur in the text. Match each of them with the phrase on the right. So basically, in both the columns, phrases are given, but the phrase that is given on the left side, you have to match with its meaning with that of the right column. An endless stretch of sand. So basically, which do you think is the right? Of course, nothing but the sand is seen as far as you can see. Waterless and without shelter. That is, no water and no shade. An oasis means a fertile land with water and plants in the desert. The last is hidden by a cover of glass. Hidden, that means not visible, by a cover of glass, that is because the grass is thick. Coming to another part of the question, comprehension check. The first question is here. A camel can do without water for days together. What is the reason given in the text? Basically, we have read that camels can live without water for many a days. So, what is the reason behind that? A camel can do without water for days together because they sweat very little. The camels can stand under high body temperature. They don't need to sweat and therefore can retain the water they drink for long periods of time. Second is, how do the smaller desert animals fulfill their need for water? The smaller desert animals they fulfill their need for water by burrowing, that means by digging the underground and and staying underground only during the hot day while coming out at night just to have something to eat something. Some of them eat other animals and they get the water that they need from the moisture in their meat, while the others they get the water from the plant juices. Third question, in a desert, the temperature rises during the day and falls rapidly, that means very fast, at night. Why? Why does this happen? Because in a desert, the temperature rises during the day and falls very fast at night because of the absence of the moisture in the desert lands. Just that this moisture it acts as a protective blanket and it protects the earth's surface from the extreme hot rays of the sun, that means from the ultraviolet rays. Therefore, in the absence of this moisture, the land gets heated up quickly during the day and cools down rapidly at night. Coming to the activities section, students, that is given in your book, do the following activities. First one is you have to describe a desert in your own words. So, in your own words, you can do it. From the book, also, you can take some points. Just a paragraph, you need to write it. A desert is generally without water and vegetation, but it is a beautiful place. It is as beautiful as forest, as deep oceans. A desert may be too hot or too cold, but plants and animals that they live there, they have learned well to survive under such an extreme conditions. Deserts also have a different kind of vegetation that varies from desert to desert. Second is students go to the library and collect information about the lifestyle of people in desert areas, their food, their clothes, work, social customs, etc. Share this information. So basically, students, if you cannot go to the library, of course, just because of the lockdown, you can see your another book, that is your SST book. You have got the desert chapter there also. Basically, students, we have read this chapter so easily you can get out what the food the desert people eat, what are the clothes that they wear, and what is their profession, that is what is their work, day to day work, what do they do, what are these people indulged in, social customs, that means the culture and the tradition of that place, the desert. All these you can get easily. If not from the book, you can get from other sources as well. So you need to do these in your literature copy.